This film has been produced by Independent Academic Research Studies. We are a youth-led social policy think tank that was set up in 2001. We empower young people to influence policy, practice and the law through youth-led research and skills development programmes. This is a film about the legal capabilities of young people in the UK. In 2009, we launched a report exploring the legal capabilities of young people. We worked with the Public Legal Education Network to undertake this research and looked at how young people dealt with the legal situations they came across in their daily lives. Our research found gaps in young people's knowledge, skills and confidence to deal with these problems. This film follows on from our research. Our aim is to enable young people to be active and independent citizens.
Young people generally had a very limited knowledge or understanding of legal rights and remedies.
Yeah, I don't think I have much legal knowledge.
I think mine's quite poor. So I don't really know anything about it.
Like when it comes to things like the law and how it works and how to find information, I'm pretty good because I've got a sister that's a lawyer. Plus, I've been involved in the law or with the law or against the law a few times. So I know certain things that they can do and can't do.
It's only recently, and I'm 21 now, I've had legal knowledge given to me because it's felt that it's needed, but everybody needs legal knowledge.
People that haven't studied law, I would say the legal knowledge is pretty much non-existent.
Personally, I think it depends, like I said, I think it depends on experiences. If you've got people around you that are always in trouble or always in and out of certain situations, you get to know. If you're involved yourself, you get to know. But if it's not one of those two situations, you rarely ever find out unless you study law.
I think young people aren't very well informed legally and they don't have much legal knowledge. And it's the same with adults as well sometimes. Not many adults seem to have the same legal knowledge as well as the young people.
I also believe that it has like a lot to do with like social class, because I feel like if you're from like an upper class background, you're more likely due to like your parents' background and the schools you go to, rather if you're like from like a lower class that is quite limited.
I think I would say it's quite poor because I think the society that we live in today has made it such that the law is seen as a separate entity from the lives that we live.
Our research found that young people tend to rely on potentially incorrect information and advice from people they know. Many young people base their knowledge purely on interactions with the criminal justice system. Young people are often unaware or reluctant to use conventional advice-giving services.
Saying like the first point of contact that they have with a legal situation is likely to be with a police officer, and if that first situation is so negative, you're not going to want to look into
the straight barrier is that a lot of these young people, they've been stop and search, and they haven't necessarily had the best of situations with the police officer, and that's put them off maybe to find out information, like legal information. Your only place that you could go is to ask the officer at the time. And because the situation's been so bad, it hasn't moved them to want to find out anything more.
So unless I go to a solicitor's office, make an appointment, it's not going to happen as a young person because you're so caught up in your own life and what you're doing that you're not going to.
I think I would actually only seek to find that knowledge, the legal knowledge, if I was put into a situation.
The only thing I would do is just contact my dad.
Same, just contact parents.
Maybe they would ask their parents or their friends or a teacher. Hopefully, if they have that sort of relationship where they can do that, they might try and do some internet research themselves.
From working in the advice centre, do you see a lot of young people in there seeking advice?
Not at all, really. I think I've been working at the Legal Advice Centre now since December 2008, and I've come across 2 young people. I don't think they know that it's there. I really don't. I don't think they know that that service is available to them.
Our research found young people's chosen source of help and advice is affected by their attitudes, particularly negative attitudes towards professionals. They often choose family members and friends due to trust, familiarity and convenience. They do not often persist to find a solution when they don't understand what is at stake. Young people often struggle to communicate effectively when confronted with a legal problem.
So say for example, like a police officer is verbally abusing you, like it's the same stuff, and obviously as a young person, you'll retaliate because it's harder to restrain yourself and you've got less experience of that, and 2, Like, you don't know your rights, and you know that you're in a situation on your own, do you know what I mean? And you don't know how to get out of it, so you just do what is naturally instinctive. And that could lead to your arrest, and you look like you're being in the wrong, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think most important would be the language, because legal language is very complicated and sophisticated to suit obviously the profession, and young people in general just don't know.
Our research found that young people often struggle to communicate how they feel when faced with a legal problem. This can cause frustration, which tends to manifest itself as anger and aggressive behaviour. They also frequently struggle to grasp complex legal jargon. Our research revealed that many young people had little awareness of the civil justice system. Their lack of experience, knowledge and skills contributed to their reluctance to seek help from professionals. This affects their ability to deal with everyday legal situations. Public legal education can play a role in providing people with knowledge of rights and build confidence and skills to deal with law-related issues and gain access to justice.
Because once you know what is expected of you, you kind of start to know your rights. You kind of know things that you deserve, what you don't deserve, and you know how to go about them. And it could change things.
They would know what's right and what's wrong, what they can do and up to what extent, and what they can't do, because, you know, so and so, this will be the consequences.
I think the government should do it, and I think they should do it through schools, because that's where they're going to get young people's attention, because they're there for like 6 hours a day.
Hour a week, you know, it just ain't like the way PSHE is incorporated into the school curriculum. If, you know, basic, you know, legal knowledge was incorporated, it would just make, you know, life so much more easier.
Well, it could be pro bono lawyers, it could be youth organisations, it could be legal charities. As long as they have the knowledge, I think that's the most important thing.
We are currently pioneering a number of public legal education activities. The Youth Advisory Board is a youth-led project which is advising London Metropolitan Police on tackling youth violence. Members of the Youth Advisory Board are developing their skills and their understanding of police powers and how public services are run to enable them to influence policing.
We're working with the Serious Youth Violence Board, and currently we're doing research on youth violence on transport hubs.
It's important for young people to conduct the research, because young people are more likely to open up to other young people. So therefore the research that we collect is more likely to be the truth or closer to the truth.
I've had a checkered past, and I know a lot of friends that have had tough times, and this is my way of trying to give something back.
The Young Justice Champions project is a training programme which has been influenced by the Measuring Young People's Legal Capability Report and is funded by Glimmer of Hope. Now, the programme increases legal capability by focusing on 3 key areas. The first is knowledge. It aims to increase the young person's awareness of how to solve a legal problem. The programme also aims to develop the young person's skills, for example, giving them good communication skills which are key to solving a legal issue. And the programme aims to challenge the young person's attitudes, so make them more confident and determined to tackle a legal problem, and give them that emotional detachment from a legal issue which many young people struggle with. The programme is by no means standalone. By the end of it, the students will progress to conducting research into an area of social policy which interests them and affects them, and they can end up writing an article or contributing to our Youth Voice journal.